This is Eric Ostermuller with wuqiSpank.org. I'd like to talk to you about patterns, really patterns of SQL statements. Now, if you can find the patterns in your SQL statements, the ones executed by your application, if you can find those patterns and reduce the count of the patterns, reduce the number of SQL statements that you're executing, there are great optimizations that you can make. You can make your applications go faster and reduce less CPU. It's a great way to tune your system. So, if you're looking at regular text data, like what I have scrolling across the screen here, it's really tough to see any patterns whatsoever. Okay, there are from clauses in here somewhere with table names, and is the from clause right there? That one scrolling up the screen? Is that the same as the next one that's coming right now? Are the parent-child relationships between these SQL statements? It's really tough to say. There's so much textual data coming out of these applications, especially for an application under load. But the patterns are there, but you need the right tool to see them. Let's take a look at a screenshot from wuqiSpank. Okay? So this is a lot of data here. There are a lot of things going on. Let's talk about this. Here's how I got the screenshot. I installed wuqiSpank, had it monitor my application, and then I clicked a single button on my application, and wuqiSpank recorded all the SQL statements that were executed with that single click of a button. Okay, so you can see down here at the bottom, these numbers on the left, they go from 0 all the way down here to 89. Okay, so there are 90 SQL statements executed, one row per SQL statement. Now, there were 26 different tables used in this process, and I know that because there are 26 columns all the way across here. Columns, there are 26 of them, one for each table that was ever accessed. Okay, so it's a unique list of 26 tables. And the table names, I chopped them off the top for anonymity. Okay, so let's get back to the patterns. Like I said, if you can reduce the number of SQL statements that you're executing, there are great optimizations that you can get. Your application can go faster and you can reduce less CPU. So let's look at the patterns that we can find here. So right here, there are 15 SQL statements. Each of them join these two same tables. Okay, all of these can be optimized into a single statement. Okay, you can either get an application caching solution like cache, to eliminate these queries, or you can refactor your code. The first SQL statement drills down into a very narrow segment of data, pulls the data back, and then executes the same statement again. Okay, but what if you change the where clause to broaden the amount of records? So you selected all 15 with a single SQL statement. Okay, so that's 15 statements you can get rid of. Okay, and look, here's the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's 7 more easy wins you can get with wuqiSpank. Okay, this pattern is a little more complex. See, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tables. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can select this. Okay, so this same pattern, we see it over and over again. That was the first time. There's the second time. Okay, here's the third time, and this goes on 7 times. Okay, so to refactor this, you could take these 4 different queries, and you could join the data between all 4 tables that are used here. And once you have that join in place, you can make the where clause, you can broaden the where clause so that it encompasses the business scenarios of all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 situations. Okay, so 7 repetitions here, 4 queries per group, sometimes 4 is 28. So we had 15 queries in the first example, 7 in the second. Here's 28 queries that we can move down to a single query, and then here's a last set of patterns, a last pattern down here. Okay, so here are 3 queries here, repeated over and over again. This can be refactored too. Okay, so let's look at our query counts. We found 4 different sets of patterns in this SQL statement, okay, for a total of 60 different queries. I'm sorry, 59 different SQL statements can be refactored into maybe 4 or 5, something like that. And the original set of queries, if you remember, was 90. So we're cutting down the number of queries almost by 2/3. That's a significant response time improvement, all brought to you by wuqiSpank. Thank you.